is he actually training the smaller muscles inside there? So guess what, guys? If you're doing a lot of things that are just jerky or even if you're not connecting properly to the muscles being used, those smaller ones are gonna get worn the fuck down.
Yeah.
Welcome to Behind the Strength podcast, where we help you build your health, wealth, and peace of mind.
My name is Carlo Ballagase.
And I'm Christian Alvarez. This one today is for you guys, the gym goers. If you go to the gym, if you train, if you think you throw the fuck down, if you work out, if you even do anything like that, you have to be listening to this today. All right? We're going to be talking about the mind-muscle connection. Now, what is this? Well, most people actually just go to the gym and they simply...
Are you talking about yoga?
You know what? Yoga does have a mind-muscle connection.
Yeah, actually,
there's a lot you
right.
guys can learn about that from yogis. We're talking about the people who go to the gym.
Okay.
The ones who do their squats and their bench presses, the ones who go to fitness classes and do their burpees. We're talking to you. And what we're pertaining to particularly is your head actually in the workout? Is your mind actually in the muscles? Are you even training your muscles, or are you just training a movement? Because right now, right here, we're going to teach you how to change your workouts and how to make them a lot more effective.
So yeah, to actually significantly improve your successes in the gym. Not just, if you're seeing changes, whether it's, incremental or very slight changes, a big reason for that we've realized and we analyzed and we broke down is that people actually don't have that connection to their muscle. And what do we mean by that?
Okay. Here's to put into perspective. When you're doing a barbell curl, right?
Yeah.
When you're doing a bench press or a squat, are you thinking about the squat? Are you thinking about your rep as you're going down to your negative? Are you thinking about the pause when you hold at the 90-degree angle or below, however you do it? And are you thinking about the positive on the way up, not locking your knees? Are you actually connecting to your body, right? Or are you simply going through the motions and thinking about what you're going to have for dinner, or the post-workout meal that you're going to have after, or what you did before that?
Or when you could rest.
Or are you thinking about the fight you had with your girlfriend or boyfriend prior to? Or how some jackass cut you off on the highway on the way to the gym.
Yeah.
If you're thinking about that shit, I suggest you cut it out now.
So, what's your mindset or your standpoint on when people say, I go to the gym to disconnect. This is my time, kind of thing. What is your standpoint on that?
So the reason I came up with all this stuff in my head about this is because the other day a client actually came up to me. And said, oh man, this is just my place to get away, and it's just a way for me to release my day and stuff like that. And I said, that's great. Everybody needs to get away, and this is their hour, this is their whatever.
It is a great place to get away from the outside world.
It is, but when you're talking about a getaway, don't forget to check yourself at the door.
Yes.
So if you're going to talk about getting away from something, you got to check yourself at the door. Next thing to do, the second and the better part of this, is to actually connect with what you're about to fucking do.
So you're saying disconnect from the world and reconnect with your body.
Yes.
When you're here.
That is the most sincere way of connecting with your body. That's like one of the best ways. You wanna feel your breath. You want to actually hear your breath. So as you're getting exhausted, you want to feel that. You want to feel your muscles squeezing, right? Pushing, pulling. If you're not feeling that, I guarantee you're wasting a lot of time.
It's always surprising to me. Actually, it's not surprising anymore, but it always surprises me. I'm like, when people don't even know how to move their body properly, how to call upon certain muscles or muscle groups to do a certain movement. For instance, like, how hard is it for a lot of people to even do, like, to bend at the hip rather than the lower back?
So let's start with something here. Number one thing is, guys, I'm going to get a little bit scientific here. The movements that you do on a regular daily basis. Now, we're not talking about the strengthening of your squats and stuff. Whatever you do. So if you're always rolled forward, if you're driving, we see it all the time. Right? If you're a driver, if you're behind or in front of a computer, quite often, people are very, very forward-moving, creatures. So
yeah, everything's in front of us.
Exactly, is in front of us. So we strengthen the muscles most that we use and that we gear toward. So a lot of people don't activate or fire anything back there behind. So when you ask somebody to do a hamstring curl or to do
Even
a
a
row.
row. Yeah, a row, too.
It's the most difficult thing in the world. And there's a huge difference between activating your bicep and your arm and actually squeezing your back muscles that are involved.
Yeah.
And to even further that notion, most people, as they do stuff, they're simply just going about so even if you see you guys ever see that in the machinery, like, muscles worked?
Yeah,
So
on
there's
the
just-
machine, on the
Yeah,
say,
so
the-
even if you
at the
look
gym.
at that, they'll be like, okay, it's my biceps, but chances are they're not probably, or it's my back, they're probably not going to feel it in their back.
No.
They really don't connect. So on a scientific level, yes, we do strengthen all the muscles that we use most often, right? And we're going to actually strengthen our body. However you walk, act, move on a regular daily basis, that is how you're going to perform your body.
Well, it's because you're always using those muscles.
1000%.
And as you continuously use muscles over time, it starts to get
Yes.
tougher and tougher and tighter usually,
Right.
right?
So
Yeah.
let's take, for example, you said somebody with a lower back or who uses their lower back or their upper back to
pick
bend-
something up,
To
for
pick something
instance.
up as opposed to leaning in through the hips or bending their knees.
Yeah.
Now take, for example, the average person sits about 8 hours of a day or even longer. Now that closes all the muscles in your hips and in that front region, your hip flexors, all that stuff, right? So that makes everything tight there. So you're already tight. You're already in a bad posture to start with before you even start lifting or anything like that. Now, if you're used to leaning in like this quite often through the day, guess what? When you drop your pen or go pick up a weight off the ground, you're likely going to be doing the same damn thing.
Well, yeah, you're curving at the back.
Yes.
Because I don't know, I guess it's an easier movement.
Yeah.
'Cause it is a weird, nobody picks a pen up or picks something up forward with their chest
Very
out
much so.
and like that. You know what I mean? Like it's a weird thing.
Well, very
naturally.
much so. But this is also where we, like, nothing against you bodybuilders or fitness athletes, because I think building those basic movements are great. But this is why we do suggest even some form of way to build your body and base your workouts based on the average human movements and the various ways your body can move.
Yeah.
Because
so less
again,
linear.
Less linear. Because
Yeah.
what you just said, nobody moves like this
Yeah.
to pick something
Forward,
up.
back.
So
left,
how are
right.
you going to expect to pick up something just by instant and not pull your back if you're not training your body to do something like that?
Yeah. Yeah.
So that's a big thing too. But we're talking today about like connecting actually into your muscles. So what does that mean? What does connecting to your muscles actually mean? It means putting your mind in there, like literally.
Yeah.
If you are doing a tricep push down, you are feeling your tricep working.
Yes.
That means feeling the way that you push down, and you will really connect to whether the weight is light, the weight is heavy, right? In the training world, serious trainers, we say, hey, if you're going to do a set of 10 reps, say for hypertrophy, your 8 should be pretty hard.
Oh yeah.
Right?
There
Your
should be a
7 should be
struggle.
pretty tough.
There
Your
should be a
8 should
struggle.
be even harder. Your 9 you should be barely able to get up, and your 10th you should be fucking crying.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right? That's a perfect
Not
in your perfect
compensating.
world.
Not compensating.
Not compensating. Hypertrophy world, right?
Yeah.
So most people don't even get there. And the worst part is, it's cool that you're doing movement. So yeah, you're gonna burn a calorie or two, but you have to remember, if you want to stimulate muscle, that means if you want to grow muscle, if you want to burn fat, you do have to stimulate muscle. You want to put them under tension. Muscles don't know whether it's a 50-pound or a 5-pound weight.
Yeah.
Doesn't know whether you do 5 reps or 10 reps. It can't fucking count.
Okay, wait.
What
hold
it does know is the time that you put it under tension on.
So what do you say then? Because you know how people are like, oh, but I don't want to get muscle. I don't want to get big. I want to lose weight.
That's cool. Even if you want to lose weight, guess what, guys?
man.
You have to fire muscles.
I think that's a very key thing
You have
that
to
people
stimulate muscle.
overlook.
Yes.
They don't understand that you want to use your body. You want to actually use your body to physically do something. You have to understand how it works. And by understanding how it works, what I mean by that is, I need to understand how I could move my, say, arm this way and turn that way, right? What muscles are being incorporated and how do I flex those muscles to get that done? Because if you don't, I always use this analogy. I mean, if, say, there's 3 people, right? So 4 people holding a couch up, right? Up the stairs. And there's 2 big guys at the front, 2 big guys at the back, and they're trying to lift it up, for instance. If all the weight is on, I mean, obviously the big guys would be able to lift a bit more. And then the small guys will kind of help a little bit on the way. So if there's more weight on the big guys, it's not that bad, right? But now what if it's reversed? There's more weight on the smaller guys or girls, whatever. on a consistent basis, those people are gonna fucking drop the couch.
Let's take a look at something, a perfect example, and relate that to your body. Most common injury, very common injury, not most common, the shoulder, right? Impingement, wear and tear, whatever, dislocation, you name it. Now, what we're looking here, folks, is your deltoid capsule, right? Alongside, when we say shoulder, we usually mean the deltoid caps, your medial, your anterior, your posterior, and then we're talking about the trapezius. So usually that's incorporated a lot in it. So Carlos happens to have big ones.
Thanks,
But
man.
what we don't know is the actual strength or the elasticity that he has in the smaller muscles involved in rotating his shoulder forward, upward, however which way.
This way.
Now he has very good form, but the one thing that we don't know is that is he actually training the smaller muscles inside there? So guess what, guys? If you're doing a lot of things that are just jerky or even if you're not connecting properly to the muscles being used, those smaller ones are going to get worn the fuck down.
Yep.
They're going to swell. Tendons are going to swell. Because remember, those things are a lot smaller. Those things are a lot, they're weaker. They definitely are weaker. And we don't activate them on a daily basis.
Yes.
Right? Go to any physio. What do they tell you? Activate your supraspinatus, your infraspinatus, all these fancy terms, right? Your rotator cuff muscles. Basically, all the muscles that get you to rotate outwards and to get you to open your body. They tell you to fire.
The ones
Because
that we never use.
The
pretty
ones that
much.
we never use.
That's why. Yeah.
Right? So guess what? If you're going to put a heavy load on those muscles, or if you're never going to use them, you're going to be more prone to injury, number one. And two, you're never going to get full development in muscle.
And I think part of the reason for that, and I think it's a cultural thing in the gym. I mean, gym culture. Like everything is, based on going as hard as possible, going as heavy as possible, going as much as possible. And we say that, throw the fuck down if you're not dying, blah blah. But that's when you're actually primed to do so, right? When you're ready to do so. So don't get that misconstrued. And people are just, I guess, impatient, because it takes patience, man.
There's two terms, man. I could always remember Lee Haney, 8-time Mr. Olympia. He used to always say, it's about stimulation, not annihilation.
Yes, amen.
So it doesn't matter how much plates you put in that bar and you're whatever jerking the movements up and down. You're not there to annihilate your body. You're there to stimulate your body. You can go hard and throw the fuck down. But number one thing, guys, you're there to stimulate your body. Don't forget that.
And by the way, throwing down and stimulating is possible. You know what I mean? Like
yes,
1,000%. Yeah, it's not sloppily fucking throwing weights around.
It's not even that it's possible. It's the only way it's possible.
Yeah, but that is how you throw the fuck down.
It's the only way it's possible.
You flex the muscles and actually or you're deliberate with your movement, not just moving.
That's a Chris Lane thing.
Yeah, be deliberate with your move.
Yeah,
Don't
be
just
deliberate. Yes.
like flex. Like is my muscle? But like you got to remember, man, muscles are like literally things that move your bones, right? Just like this. These are muscles, and it's moving your bones, right? So if you're just constantly turning on and quickly turning off, turn it on, quickly turn it off, what do you think is gonna happen?
Mm-hmm.
It's gonna fucking,
something's gonna wear.
Something's gonna wear.
And I know there's gonna be people that are gonna be like, hey, you know what? That's all good and dandy for linear. This conversation applies only to linear movements of like bodybuilding style or regular weight training. No, it has a lot to do with Olympic lifting. We teach movement, and we teach you along with your movement. Man, you gotta flex muscle with your movement. And we're talking like if you're doing a squat with a row, that's a two-layer movement. You have to understand the number one thing is the muscles that you're doing in a squat and activating in a squat and the muscles you're activating in a row. So when you start putting two movements together, obviously it becomes a little bit more complicated neurologically and psychologically. But you still want to focus on and zone in on the muscles that you're working, regardless, right?
And you have to understand sequential firing of actual muscles.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. What goes first, what goes second, or what have you, right? A big thing is, guys, most people, we talked about this earlier, most people, they're going in for a workout, right? Now, mind you, it's a little different for a lot of hardcore athletes and very, very like serious gym goers. The ones with some serious goals who have everything laid out, I'm sure they're thinking about their workout 24/7. I'm sure they're thinking about the movements that they're doing and the things that they have to do to get better and improve. Now, for the average person that we're applying with, Guys, it wouldn't hurt you to literally just check your day out before you get into your workout. Leave it at the door. Start going through the workout in your head already. If you're in for a body blitz class with us, start going through the movements you usually go through. Think of the fast pace. Think of the intervals. Think about how your heart rate is going to feel like at 180 beats a minute, 35 minutes into class.
Yeah.
If you're already mentally, you're a martial artist, if you've already prepped and you're ready for a war in the ring, by the time you get there, you've already gone through all those motions. There is an old saying in karate, way back. They said, you do something 10,000 times, it becomes a habit. But you can still break a habit.
100%.
Smokers can. You do something 100,000 times, that becomes an instinct.
Amen.
And so I have literally done hundreds and thousands of squats and have taught hundreds and thousands of squats. It's instinctive. If you haven't, I suggest you start making it instinctive.
Yeah, man.
The only way to do that is to go rep after conscious rep of flexing, feeling, and yes, it's cool. Start with a mirror. Always start with a mirror. But as you're getting better, man, move away from the mirror. We didn't have mirrors in SNU for years.
Yeah.
And all our members click like this.
Yeah.
They connected to their body. Because they weren't too busy distracted on, how do I look? Do I do this? How's my makeup when I look? How's my hair flaring around? They didn't give a shit. You threw the fuck down and you felt connected to your body. You felt the exhaustion your body was going through. You felt the deep breaths you had to take. You had to be conscious about breathing in. Otherwise, you're not going to last.
That's a big one too, breathing.
That's a big one too, right? We can do a whole podcast on breathing.
Yeah.
But guys, you can start with a mirror. That's cool, but really connect to your body. So some things that, definitely you want to take away from this. Number one, drop what you're thinking about and put your mind into your workout. Okay? Number one thing, we've mentioned it over and over again. Please take that with you, if nothing else today.
The whole time, like, it doesn't matter if you're beginning or this is your 20th year. Like, every time you step into whatever you're doing, be mindful of what you're doing.
Yeah, with intent,
right?
as he said, right? Be deliberate. So if
Yeah.
you're warming up and stretching out before a workout, don't just mindlessly fucking do it. If you're rolling out, roll out the areas you're going to be training. Drive some blood in there, right? If you're training your whole body, I suggest you warm up your whole body and not just stretch your hamstring and lie there like a slug, right? Number two, huge. Visualize your workout. 6-time Mr. Olympia champion. Can you tell I was a bodybuilder? I do a lot of references to bodybuilding. Always used to go through about 45 minutes, 30 minutes he would spend, that was his meditation, going through the paces of his workout. So by the time he went to the gym, his 45 minutes in there, that workout, he already felt, he did the reps, all 405 pounds of that incline bench press, he was already doing at home in the morning when he was sitting in his den.
Yeah, that's
it
a
was
great
already done. His body was pre-stimulated. His body was already warmed up before he went in there.
Yeah, dude, people don't realize like that alone.
The power of visualizing.
Now you're solidifying the connection. I think that's what that is. It's like you're laying the pipeline between your mind and that muscle, and it's almost like, and this is fucking true. Like it's almost like he's already pre-stimulated. Like the blood is like once you think about the muscle. The blood flows there, man. The blood, like your body knows, man. Like,
guys, do you think when LeBron James takes a jump shot, do you think he has any doubt in his mind that that's not going in? It's going in.
Yeah.
It's gone in every 5,000 shots that he takes at the Cleveland practice every day.
Yep.
Or in the home gym like where he's at. So he's practicing, and it became an instinct. He's connected to his body when he's doing it.
Race car drivers too, man.
Race car drivers, they feel they are the car.
Yeah.
When they turn, when they weave, when the car does that, that's them.
Yeah.
They've felt it already. They've visualized it. They've felt the feelings. They put their heart rate in a state. Guys, one of the most powerful things you can do, I kid you not, right? Fear is based on what? Our heart rate going up, right?
Yep.
Anger, based on what? And stress, based on what? Our heart rate. When you start to visualize yourself in those moments of intense stress, such as a fight, guess how you're going to deal with everything else in life? It's going to be a piece of cake.
Yeah, man.
I kid you not.
Yeah, it's true.
Because you're used to being and functioning in a very high stress situation. And what's more high stress than somebody coming at you? Because that is fight or flight to its rawest form.
Yep.
I gotta survive this, so my system in my body actually survives. My soul survives this thing. So I'm not saying you have to go picture yourself in a fight. But when you're doing your workouts, picture yourself going there. Picture yourself, visualize, feel the heart rate that's already gone up.
Yeah.
Right?
And you feel it, man. Your body's temperature is going to start rising. It's weird. It's a weird thing, man.
Yeah.
People know this. I mean, even people who meditate understand the power of that.
Oh, man. Huge. If actually just the breathing itself alone, if you've never got into it, pranayama is a yogic practice. It's actually the original form of yoga. It's a breathing practice. It washes away toxins. It helps you to control breath under stress. All kinds of stuff. Look it up, and it'll help you out with your working out. So
all right, number 3.
Focus on squeezing muscles.
I can't tell you how, like, the amount of times people, just miss. You're missing out. You're missing out significantly if you don't focus on squeezing your muscles. What I do all the time, say on the chest press, I actually visualize my chest getting bigger and bigger. I'm pumping the blood
Arnold
through
technique.
it every single time. I'm chasing the squeeze, like when you feel that squeeze, right? And it bothers me. Remember, I always complain. I'm like, yo, my right side isn't firing as much as my left side. Right? And that bugs me. It should bug you that your right side or left side isn't firing as much, or there's little engagement in it. And, a lot of time, and I still remember when I didn't have a lot of muscle, so you might not feel it initially, but it doesn't matter. You have to really think about the muscle that you're moving, right? For instance, if you're just going through just regular chest press, squat, shoulder press, whatever, you always think about the muscle. You don't fucking think about what happened yesterday or what's going to happen tonight or what you're going to eat. Think about the muscle. Imagine it getting bigger. Imagine the blood flowing through the vessels and making your fucking muscles bigger and bigger and bigger, and pay attention to it, right? And that's a huge thing. And you have to pay attention to as well at what the endurance factor of that muscle. At what point now does it start getting tired? Yep. Because I can't, that's what huge reason why people get injured. Because now they're just trying to chase the rep, not really understanding that, oh shit, at the third set at this weight, at rep 6, I always get tired, and you have to audit that. That's the only way you could get better. You can't just move weight out of nowhere and just be like, okay, I'm going to choose this weight today. I'm going to rep for this much.
A very good practitioner kind of put that to light to me back in my early 20s. So I was in my competition days, and I was trying to do lateral raises, and I'm like, man, my shoulders got big and whatever, but I don't feel it on my left side the same way. And it was after, so he made me do a couple different testing with just muscle testing. And then he took like a 15 or a 10 pound weight and he said, okay, do a lateral raise. So I did a lateral raise my right side. I kept going for 12 or whatever. And on my left side, I just kind of died, or I started doing compensation shifts. So
shrugged
after
raise?
the 6th rep. And he's like, dude, you haven't even, he goes, that's why you're not feeling it. He goes, because after 5 or 6, your muscles turned off. And then, he did what he had to do to kind of help me get back to where I had to, to get back to normal. But the point is, he actually made me connect to it. Well, this is the reason why you're not feeling anything there.
Well, now you could troubleshoot your body.
Yes.
Because how are you gonna know that your left side isn't firing as much as when you don't even pay attention?
You don't.
To it?
Yeah, you don't.
And this is why some people have fucking massive right shoulders and weak left, big right bicep and weak left bicep. They don't pay attention.
By the way, if you don't know what muscles you're working and the movements you're doing, that's your job to find out.
A great thing to do, especially you see little kids do it all the time, and this is one reason why I do it, why I could activate it. Fucking flex. Flex in front of the mirror. I'm not even joking.
Yeah.
Dude, I know it's douchebaggery sometimes, but do it at home, fine. But actually flex. Look in the mirror, flex your chest. Do you feel it? Do you feel your chest flexing? Do you feel your forearms tightening up? Do you feel the bicep when you go like this? Do you feel it tightening up? Right?
Yeah,
and this is why it's yes or no. It's such a draining thing for bodybuilders to show people to even go through the posing. It's exhausting, right? That is one of the hardest things.
Muscle,
yeah.
That's what exhausts you when you're lifting a weight, guys. It's the flexion, exertion, flexion, exertion. Notice how with exertion comes flexion?
Yeah. Make sure you do that.
Number 4 is make every movement count. It's exactly what we've been saying all along. Don't waste your movements. Listen, this is the difference between attaining a body in 8 months as opposed to 12. This is the difference between not getting injured and getting injured. This is the difference between prolonging your lifting career your workout and your fitness, lifestyle, as opposed to having to cut back on activity because you were too, ignorant or too stupid to even connect to your body.
Yeah.
Don't waste your movements. And how you make those movements efficient. Tune into your body, flex the muscles that you need to flex. If you're gonna cycle, think about cycling. Know that your muscles are working. Feel your quadriceps burning. Feel your core holding yourself up. Feel your heart pumping and beating out of your chest. You should be connected to that.
Yeah, man. So I guess to sum things up, you have to be a master of your body. Like you have to know what's going on. Like you are the pilot of your body. There's instruments on the plane to tell the pilot, what's happening inside, right? Inside the plane, whether it's, the wind speed, all that stuff. Like the fuel, like this, you have to be a master of your body. You have to understand it. You have to know when it's fatigued. You have to know if it's not feeling right, so you could fucking determine that you might get injured, so you could avoid injury, right? So you could avoid burnout. Like these are the things that you have to pay attention to.
Guys, if you follow this, if you follow these things that we just told you, you'll not only connect to your body, but you're gonna see more results than ever. You're gonna see more outcome and better outcome out of the output that you put in. You're gonna put out more, believe me. And the more that you do that and the more results you see, the more you're going to enjoy the process. And that is what this shit is about, is enjoying that process.
Yes.
If you don't enjoy the process, then why do it?
Amen.
If you're going to do it, do it all out, man. Go all in.
Straight
as we
up.
always say. Right? So thank you for joining us today. If you got something out of this, even if you didn't, please connect with us at
BTS at strengthu.com. That's Bobby, Terry, Sandy at strength the letter N the letter U.com. If you have any questions, concerns, comments, stories you want to share with us, anything that you want us to cover, let us know, man. If we've helped you in any way, let us know. We're here to help. We want to do this just because we love doing this. We do this with everybody, and we feel that we need to share it with more people. And we've been told we need to share it with more people, so might as well.
If we have the opportunity to be doing this and helping, even one person out, that's the biggest thing. So please share this podcast with someone. Even give some feedback as to how you got something out of it, or how you got some value out of it. But we're here to provide value. We'll see you again soon at the next episode.
Thank you so much for listening. My name is Carlo Balagase.
I'm Christian Alvarez, and this is Behind the Strength Podcast, helping you build your health, wealth, and peace of
mind.